What's up with it, man? Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. Here again with another one. Be sure to hit the like. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not a member. And then also hit the notifications too so that you're able to get each and every one of my videos, okay? Now, Dennis Rodman was very candid in shedding light about how Scottie Pippen truly felt about Michael Jordan. Now, before I get this started, man, let me give a shout out to once again Too Raw for TV. Um, if you haven't subbed to Too Raw, a Big Mike, definitely go sub to his channel. He definitely bringing dope content all the time, and he always is giving great historical perspective on everything. He's got multiple channels: Too Raw for Sports, Too Raw for TV, the original, and Politically Incorrect. And he also has a music channel, which you can catch a lot of jams if you're in the old school and classic R&B and classic music. You got True Raw Classics. Definitely go sub to his channel, and also a LDBC General. Um, he had talked about this about Scottie Pippen not giving any condolences, um, condolences to Michael Jordan when his father had passed away. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised by that situation simply for the fact that Dennis Rodman had basically stated that none of them were close. It was more of a competitive thing. He basically said when he was going to war with the Chicago Bulls, it was all about war. And during that time, you have to realize that, the Detroit Pistons, it was a different era. What's up with it, True the King? I'll see you in the building. Y'all go subscribe to that boy, True the King TV. Talks about a variety of topics: basketball, football, boxing, MMA, life in general. And got to come with logic over there, too. Also, he's a soldier, too, as well. So salute to him. Salute to True the King, man, TV. The thing about it is that when when Dennis Rodman had came out with the statement and basically said we had nothing in common, I mean, he shedded light on how, Scottie Pippen truly felt. And then this was another thing too. It was said that, I think Dennis Rodman had said it. They all had their own table whenever they would go somewhere. They had their own party. They had their own, entourages or whatnot. Now, of course, teammates are gonna do a little celebrating here and there and everything. And for what it's worth, they might indulge in different things such as drinking, messing around with women, all of that stuff. What's up with it, Sterling Young? I see you in the building. They did it. They did like a lot of stuff, together. Um, but it was really more of a competitive. It was more of a competitive thing, and that competitive drive ran off. It went outside of the court too, outside of the line, so to speak. Dennis Rodman said that they competed to see who could lose the most body fat. They competed. Listen, I know there was a documentary one time when guys used to race home and place bets to see who could make it home the fastest, things of that nature. Was the norm when you talk about during this time, and it was just a competition thing. And Scottie Pippen, rightfully so, wanted to be better than Michael Jordan. He might come off all those years like he was humble and everything, which to some degree he was, but now it's evident on how he truly felt. To me, it's wrong how Scottie Pippen, did not give condolences to Michael Jordan after that tragedy had taken place, especially when you talk about a guy who's been in the war room with you, who's been in the trenches with you, and is pretty much spending the majority of the time with you when you talk about in terms of days out of the year. You're talking about 6 to 7 months out of the year where you're around these guys pretty much for the majority of the day. When you talk about going to practices, constantly on the road, that's pretty much your family. So I think that Scottie Pippen has a lot of resentment in that regards to Michael Jordan, uh, the way that Michael Jordan, might have treated people, the way that Michael Jordan came across to people. But in Dennis Rodman's eyes, he didn't really give a damn. He just wanted to win championship. But I think that I'm gonna be real with you on this, and some people might disagree. I don't really care. I think MJ respected Dennis a lot more than he did Scottie Pippen because of his candid honesty that he had. He was straight brutally honest and said that, look, we're not friends. We're just out here just to win a title. I do what I do on the court. I give work. Scottie Pippen should have said that from the get if he truly felt that way. Salute to you, TJ. I see you in the building. Y'all go subscribe to that boy TJ Boxing and Sports. Um, Definitely bringing hot topics in boxing and basketball and everything else. LDBC brother as well, and salute to Big Who too as well. Big Who, man, I need to know if what's up with the channel popping or whatnot too. You got to let me know what's going on because if I'm gonna tell people about where you at and everything, I could get link them to you and everything. But shout out to Big Who. He stood 10 toes down with me since the beginning, as well as Sterling. Now, speaking of 10 toes down, they did stand 10 toes down with Michael. When you talk about Pippen, Rodman, and the other teammates, they stood 10 toes down with Michael on the court. But there is a but to that. Look, when it comes to death and when it comes to a tragedy happen, look, you might have a lot of animosity towards somebody. Y'all, family members might not have spoken in years. Might have had, some conflict to where they haven't spoken in some years. But when a tragedy happens, that's really supposed to kind of bring y'all together. Now I know that Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen weren't blood brothers and nothing like that. I understand all of that. But I mean, this is the guy, man, that you're talking about who pretty much knows a lot about you. He's seen you he's probably seen you do stuff that 99% of the world hasn't seen you do. Now, a big percentage of the world knows what type of egotistical, asshole, narcissistic type of individual that Michael Jordan was, and was, and he was blatantly, blunt about it, But I would rather have that than to sit here and fake the funk and you pretend to be, this person that always was cool with me and stuff like that. Plus, he always, like I said about yesterday about him stating what he stated in the Last Dance. He basically stated that, without all of this, it would be no Scottie Pippen. And he's numerous times. That's another thing that I got to give a shout out to True Rock TV once again. He was very he was he was very right when he said that Michael Jordan used to pay homage to Scottie Pippen, saying that Scottie Pippen, without Scottie Pippen, the Bulls wouldn't be in the championship. Basically saying that Scottie Pippen, on a lot of occasions, would be the best player and everything. And he's done that, and he shed a light on you. So it wasn't Michael Jordan that was sitting there underrating you, because Michael Jordan didn't never come out and be like, I'm the best player. He was a competitive person. He wanted to win at all costs, but he never stated that, he was the best, or, put himself on any type of pedestal or anything. That I got to give Jordan credit to. He never did that. Matter of fact, Michael Jordan, a lot of people don't know that Michael Jordan was an introvert. He's a very private person. Not that I know everything about this man, but that I do know. Everybody said that he was introverted. Okay, but when it came to competing, and when it came to doing battle, or when it came to doing everything that was necessary in order to win, I mean, he would try to do anything at will to step on your throat to get that win, to get that W. What's up with it, Randall? I see you in the building, man. And we won last night too, Philly. Shout out to Philly, man. I know it was one game, but it's all good. So Dennis Rodman, man, he really put everything in its proper perspective. That's why, a lot of people, you say what you want about Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman knows hurt. He knows pain. He knows the feeling of being stabbed in the back. He knows the feeling of not being loved and being disloyal, because he experienced it not only with his father, but he experienced it with his mom. He experienced it with his mom. So Dennis Rodman coming out and making that statement and saying that they weren't close, I kind of knew that there was something, behind that anyway. Because I was like, these are guys that you got to go to battle with on a daily. And, I was young. I was like, I wonder why they didn't get along. But then I started to think to myself, I said, okay, well, these guys were not counterparts. They were enemies. They were enemies before they were allies. But 9 times out of 10, when you go through battle with somebody and y'all have confrontation, that's when y'all become your closest. Jordan and Pippen had always been counterparts. So I just think that it was wrong for Scottie Pippen to to do what he did. And plus, we also got to remember, man, Scottie Pippen is selling the book. It's about to come out. We know it. We know what he's doing. It's great for marketing. People are going to be intrigued to see what was the real relationship between him and Michael Jordan, which was the perception that they were best friends, and they really weren't. You know, and look, you coming from somebody, you know, I got Michael Jordan as, you know, my top player and everything, but I'm not going to sit here. Michael Jordan was just this great person in the world. Some people said the same. God rest his soul. God rest Kobe's soul. They said some of the same things about Kobe Bryant. But look, I'm not. Listen, let me take my perspective off of the Bulls and give my own perspective from my own experience. I had conflict with a teammate. I mean, I absolutely could not stand this dude, personality wise, when off the court. You know, we didn't get along. Uh, uh, our debates would turn heated to the point where we would be about to scuffle. We never got to, and it's crazy. I didn't even get into a scuffle with him. I got into a scuffle with people that I was cooler with than him. But on the basketball court, we were like we would win games. We would not lose if we would play like, you know, on the same team. Whether it's like sometimes, of course, five on five or whatever. But we didn't play too much like 2-on-2 or something like that. But if we were gonna play twos or something like that, and I ran with him, I would pick him up. Or if I was running with somebody, I would pick him up. And people would wonder, y'all don't even like each other off the court. Y'all don't, y'all barely talk because I was up in there chilling with everybody else. You know, we would go places, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But when it came to, you know, me and this other guy, man, we wasn't cool at all. Did not have anything in common, like Dennis Rodman said. But on the court, man, it was like, damn, all you heard was good pass, man, good shit, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just constantly, that would be the only communication between us. Like even when we would go, like okay, we would run fives or whatever. We would win like a couple games in a row. We go sit down, have a little break or whatever. And I wouldn't say nothing to him on the sideline or anything like that. The only thing it would be about would be basketball. We'd be like, yeah, man, on that pick that you set right there, man, that was a good pick. Or man, I saw you on that one play. I tried to get you, but man, I got to get you that next time or something. Something like that. It would just be about basketball. It wouldn't be like whereas I would be talking to somebody else and be like, hey, so what you finna do after the game or something like that. Nah, it wasn't that type of talk. And see, that's what a lot of players go through. Now, TV has a way of, they used to play cards and all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I really think that Scottie Pippen, man, I think he was more hurt and torn apart by the whole Last Dance documentary. That's what I think it was all boiled down to, as well as a couple of other teammates. I think they hated Jordan for doing that, and a lot of them really don't want to relive that situation. Yeah, it was great to win championships and everything like that, but there was another side to everything, and I think that some of them didn't really want to relive it, and we also have to call it like it is too. Scottie Pippen resents the fact of being called a Robin or you know, the beta, so to speak. You know, they don't see him as an equal to Michael Jordan, and I think he resents that. You know, so y'all let me know what you think, man. That's my take on it. I wasn't going to harp on this situation too long. Leave your comments, like this video, share it, subscribe. Also hit the notification too. Thank everybody for pulling up. Randall's, TJ, Big Who, Sterling Young, everybody else is listening. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I'll get at y'all later.